play their first game in franchise history without Bob McNair at the helm. The team will honor Mr. McNair's memory before and throughout tonight's game against the Tennessee Titans. After an 0-3 start, the Texans hope to win their 8th straight game tonight. If they do, they'll be the first team in NFL history to accomplish the feat. Deshaun Watson and company, they hope to make tonight's primetime matchup a repeat of last year's game here at NRG Stadium when the Texans put up a record 57 points. DeAndre Hopkins, he's just 50 yards shy of a 1,000-yard receiving season. He has scored a touchdown in 5 straight games. He could set a franchise record if he finds the end zone again tonight. We'll get into those top stories and answer your fan questions with John Harris. Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon, starts now. Welcome into Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon. It's a Monday night matchup against the Tennessee Titans. Tonight's game will be set against a backdrop without Bob McNair. He passed away at the age of 81 on Friday with his close friends and family. The team's going to honor Mr. McNair's memory tonight. His initials, RCM, will be on the players' helmets, and you can see it painted on the field at the 25-yard lines. Also, Texan staff and coaches will be wearing these red ribbons in honor of his memory and his legacy. His son, Cal McNair, takes over the team. He issued a statement today saying that he hopes to continue the foundation that his father set and his vision of winning a Super Bowl and bringing one to Houston. That's going to be going on tonight, as well as a tribute to Mr. McNair before the game starts. That should go up on the video board at about 7 o'clock here at NRG Stadium. Also, the Tennessee Titans and the Texans, they haven't met since week 2, so a lot's changed. Texans have won quite a few games. They get a few players back tonight as well. Zach Cunningham, he injured his knee in week 6 against Miami, or week 8 against Miami. He's back tonight for the first time, as well as Aaron Colvin. He went out with an ankle injury in week 4 against Indianapolis. Texans defense is going to face Marcus Mariota. He's also back tonight. They did not see him in week 2. It was Blaine Gabbert, but Mariota will be on the field tonight. It's a lot that's different with the defense, but the offense for the Texans has also changed. They got quite a few weapons since that week 2 loss against Tennessee. With more on that, here's Drew Doherty from inside the Texans tunnel. Drew?
All right, DB, we've got today's Texans Tunnel Vision doing a little different take on it right outside the bullhead. The guy's going to come out this way, but today it's all about the weapons, unleashing the weapons. We know you're going to talk all about the run game and how that's been very, very important to the Texans' success in this 7-game win streak. But let's see some of the weapons that the Titans didn't see last time around, namely Kiki QT and Demaryius Thomas. Both those guys going to be big parts of the offense, we think, tonight. So that's one of those things that you got to watch when the Texans take on the Titans here on Monday Night Football. We're going to kick it back over to you.
Welcome back into Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon. Joining me now, John Harris. John with his red ribbon, myself with my red ribbon. We talked about a little bit earlier in this show, everybody's going to be wearing these as a symbol of Bob McNair's courage as he battled cancer for the last few years. Obviously, a little bit of a strange game here. Mr. Bob McNair. We saw Cal McNair, Hannah McNair, and their families out here on the field. Johnny, it's a strange feeling, isn't it? But the Texans, obviously, they got to move forward.
Absolutely, no doubt. And we'll have a tribute here in the stadium, and I think it's going to be fantastic. Everything that we've done over the last few days has been unbelievable. I mean, I'm talking about our digital department, but just the organization as a whole. And it's going to be tough. At the start of the game, it's going to be really tough, but I think that's one of the keys, really, for these guys, for our guys to just channel their emotions. Look, it's Tennessee, former Oilers, Monday Night Football. You got a lot going on. On top of that, obviously the most important thing being playing for the memory of Bob McNair and playing for this city, which Bob loved so much, playing for these fans. And when you think about it, when you look around the stadium tonight, you look around this field, and just everything about it, it's all Bob McNair. You know, it's all Bob McNair. Jay behind the camera, you and I mean, I don't know. We
wouldn't have these jobs without Bob McNair bringing football to Houston.
I mean, these people don't have their Texans memories without, you know, and for some Titans, they remember Vince Young running down over here against the Texans. They wouldn't have had that memory. So look, there's so much that he gave to this city, it's going to be tough. It's tough to talk about it, and we've been talking about it. Friday we did a 2-hour radio show about it. It's really hard. Every time I stop talking, I get some water. Like, okay, you just make it through. But I think the guys will be tough tonight. I think they'll find resolve. They just got to play clean. They just got to play a clean game. If they do that, I think they'll be okay.
What a great way to honor his memory with the win here tonight.
Absolutely.
And they'd be making history if they did so with 8 straight after an 0-3 start. Let's talk about, let's get to some of your fan questions. Obviously, Marcus Mariota back in the game. Paul wants to know, is he fully healthy?
I don't know how healthy he actually is, but he did work out on Friday. Full workout on Friday, threw the ball. I don't think they would have cleared him, although this is a huge game, but I don't think they would have cleared him if they didn't feel like he was 100% or as close to possible. Look, there's not one guy out there 100% tonight. Not one. Not in week 12? No one in week 12 is 100% healthy, but Marcus is as close as it's going to get. He's a big key in this game tonight, obviously. The Texans have got to do what the Colts did. They put him in the well. They trapped him in the well, and that's what the Texans have to do. When he got out, then they hit him with everything they had. The Texans have got to do that tonight. It's the first time they've seen Mariota since last December. They didn't face him in September, so it's a big one for this defense tonight.
All right, Michael wants to know, speaking of health, are the Texans' offensive guards healthy tonight? Now, we didn't see them on the inactives list, but they were banged up after the last game against Washington.
Yeah, they were questionable going into the game, but they're both active. Now, I don't know if that means, and we've seen this before, we saw with Lamar Miller, he's active, but only in an emergency
situation, right?
So, look, we might get to that emergency within the first 5 plays. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get a chance to see warm-ups here and see if Zach and Sunil are out there. We talked to Bill O'Brien, and there was a thought that maybe in the Washington game that if they had to have it, they might have gotten one of them out there. But we'll see. They had an extra day and a half to get ready, so hopefully they'll be ready to go tonight. But if not, it's Martinez Rankin and Greg Mance.
Yeah, it's a great question. Freddie wants to know, Zach Cunningham active tonight? Obviously, he's back for the first time since Miami, week 8 against Miami. So you expect to see him in the starting lineup, and he's full go. He's been practicing for the last few weeks.
Yeah, he has. I mean, listen, talk about sigh of relief. That Miami game, we had already lost Will Fuller, and Zach only played the first drive. So he missed the Miami game, he missed the Denver game, missed the Washington game. This is the one that I circled that we had to have him back. Deion Lewis is a problem. Tackling Derrick Henry is a big problem. Tracking out Marcus Mariota, huge problem. Jonnu Smith, tight end. Zach Cunningham doesn't solve all those, but he at least helps you try and solve the equation for all those players. So Zach's a big one tonight to have back.
Big against the run, big against tight ends. It's great to have Cunningham back tonight. All right, let's get to some of your shout-outs, and then I want to get to your keys to a win tonight. Shout-outs Kent from Pittsburgh, Jeanette from Gilbert, Arizona, Valerie from Kingwood, Texas, Harris from Japan, Susan in London, and you know we love your shout-outs. Obviously, keep those coming. We're here for the next 2 weeks here at home. Johnny, final thoughts for a win tonight against Tennessee. What do the Texans need to do?
Well, they can't pop the top on a shake and Coke. What I mean by that is they can't.
Just good advice for life.
Well, true, but they can't let it all go early. They're going to have so much emotion in this game for a number of different reasons. They can't let it all go early. They've got to just let it kind of simmer out this entire game. And if they do that and they play their best football in the last 15 minutes, they'll be okay. I think specifically offensively, they got to try and find a way to go deep. They got to get the ball down the field. I think Deshaun wants to do it. I think Coach O'Brien wants to do it. They just got to find somebody to go catch it down the field. Defensively, make Mariota throw from the well, but to me, Deion Lewis and Corey Davis are the 2 biggest keys. Those guys cannot go off tonight. If they do, the Texans are in trouble.
And I want to say last week they had quite a few turnovers. After playing clean for several weeks, I say protect the ball. You definitely don't want to turn it over and give them a short field to work with. So protect the ball, keep Deshaun Watson upright with whatever offensive lineman you have out there. All right, Johnny, that's going to do it for us. You can listen to John Harris here on Sports Radio 610 on the sideline during the game broadcast. I love hearing you. And, of course, you can check out HoustonTexans.com for all the coverage, for the highlights, for the press conferences, and more, and all the top stories after the game. That's going to do it for Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon. Thanks so much for Tyler back in the studio, Tyler on the field, Jay McDevitt out here, John Harris. I'm DP Sidhu. Thanks for watching, and go Texans.
Well, it's finally here.